There we go, guys. I am really sorry about that. Our first hiccup of the webinar. We've been doing this 2 weeks, and you'd think we would have learned by now. We didn't go live, Josh. Here we are. We have been talking to everyone. Can't hear you, Josh. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. We can't hear you, Josh. We've been talking to everyone there for the last 5 minutes. Sorry about that, guys. We didn't go live, but here we are. Welcome to Tuesday's webinar. And wow, have we got a lot of people here today. My name is Matt Wiles. Welcome, and thank you for joining us today. We got some good stuff to show you. So, we are going to be looking at a few things today in terms of website optimization, how you can get more inquiries and how you can get better ranking with your website. We've got a few more things to look at with Google My Business, and we've got a couple of little treats to go over with everyone today. So thank you for joining. If you haven't joined this webinar before, we've been doing this every day for the last 2 weeks, and we're doing it for free. And the reason why we're doing it is because we're UK's, one of only 3 companies in the UK to be a Google Premier Partner and Microsoft Elite Partner. And so we've got this capability to reach out to many small businesses across the UK. We were established 20 years ago, so we've got a lot of experience in the industry. I'm going to introduce Josh now. Josh is my handy sidekick. Josh, I've muted you for this, but you want to just unmute yourself quickly. And you
Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me? There we go. How are we all doing?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, Josh?
Yeah, good. Thank you. Good. Thank you.
How's working from home?
Yeah, it's going well. It's going a lot more productive, actually.
Good.
Strangely.
Good. Yes. So all of our employees, like I'm sure everyone watching, we're all working from home. We're cracking on as normal. Life continues, business continues, and we hope we can show you some tips, some advice to get you through this challenging period. So without further ado, quick shout out. Hello, Alison. Hello, Patricia. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Sarah. Good afternoon, Charlie, Pat. Lots and lots of people here.
A couple of questions that we've had so far. I just thought I'd
let's go.
Just iron out some questions. So we're going to be sending you a link to access all of these webinars. Over the past 2 weeks, all of the webinars have been recorded, and we're going to be putting them on YouTube. So you will get a link to a list. Basically, it's a playlist on YouTube. So only you guys have access to that, anyone that has registered. So again, you'll get that link at the end of the webinar. We have to upload it and so forth, but you will get that link with all the webinars on.
Great, thanks, Josh. Okay, so now I do have a presentation, but for some reason it isn't uploaded yet. So we're just waiting on an upload.
Yep. You can screen share the presentation as well.
Yeah, good shout, Josh. Very good shout. That's why I've got you here. So, without further ado, let's just go straight in. And so I presume I can just click screen share and you guys will see all that. So let me just go straight in. And can you see my screen, Josh?
Yes, there we go.
Okay. Right, good stuff. Okay, everybody. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Let me just pull up the actual presentation. I presume you can see this, Josh?
Perfect, even better.
Okay, great. Okay, guys. Well, I'll just mute Josh for the time being, if that's all right, Josh, and I'll crack straight on.
Yep.
Thank you for joining. I'm sure you all can see me fine, just in the bottom right. And let's get on. So we're doing this for small businesses, and we've been doing this for the last couple of weeks. But there's a lot of new people in here today. And so I need to give it a bit of kind of background as to who we are and why we're doing this. I've said already, but we are one of only 3 in the UK that are a Google Premier Partner and Microsoft Elite Partner. And what does that mean? Well, that's the highest level of partnership you can get as a digital marketing company with Google and Microsoft. It's the highest level. And that means that we can give you all the best practice advice, all the stuff that Google and Microsoft would give you. We're going to be doing that as well. And we're doing this on behalf of Microsoft and Google, like I say. Okay, so that's hopefully given a bit of credibility to people who've just joined in today, because we've got a lot of new people in this room today. So for those that have been here for the last 2 weeks, obviously what we're going to do today is recap some really essential things, and we've added in some other things as well. Just to give a bit of reassurance as to who we are, we've also helped many, many businesses in the UK, and one of them wanted a shout out. I've said this a few times now, apologies, but one of them wanted a shout out. Keith, there you go. Yes, you got £240,000 return in 12 months from a campaign that we managed for you. And I hope that gives a little bit of credibility and trust as to who we are, guys. I'm really just doing this so that you can hear this advice and take this advice and implement it yourself. And Yorkshire Escapes were another company amongst the thousands that we work with. They've gone from small beginnings and they're now competing with Airbnb. So if you ever get a chance, if any of you want to stay in the Yorkshire Dales, by the way, or across North Yorkshire, do look at Yorkshire Escapes and speak to Victoria and tell her Matt Wiles recommended it. She'll give you a really good rate. They're a very big company now and have gone from very small. We did their website, a very small website they had, and we rebuilt that, and then we've run Google ads on that. So that's just a little bit about who we are. This is all about you today, though, and it will be daily for the foreseeable future. It's completely free, so do tune in every day, because why not? And the feedback we've had so far is that there's many businesses out there that have taken the things that we've said and actually been able to implement them on the day that we've told these tips, and it's already having an effect. It's already benefiting you. So this is great to hear, that we're giving you tips that you can do yourself. You don't need to pay for these things if you have got the time and knowledge. And I'm going to try and break it down for you so you can implement these things yourself. First thing we're just going to briefly look at is the Google My Business and Bing Places platform. And it's all about optimizing your local listings. Now, the reason why this is so important for those that haven't seen this yet is I just want to make everybody aware of what consumers out there do, what your potential customers do. We typically see up to a 90-day consumer journey. What does that mean? Well, it means that somebody will start their search on Google or Bing by typing in the kind of service that you offer. So, for example, Solicitors York, Hotels Manchester, Plumber Leeds, and so on and so on. And that's how they start their search. Just over on the left there. Over time, they speak to their friends, they get reviews, look at reviews, they look at social media, etc., etc., etc. And at the end of the consumer journey, which could be up to 90 days, what typically people tend to do is just type your business name into Google and Bing. So what I want everyone to do, if they haven't done already, is search for their business name on Google and Bing. For those that have seen this before, there is extra things I put in here to help you. But for those that haven't seen this, that is what the starting point has to be, is type your business name into Google and Bing and see how your business is represented. How is your brand looking on search engine? Because that is the last stop. The search on Google and Bing is the last stop that people do before they actually phone you, inquire, book, or make that decision as to whether to use you or not. So that's really important. And what we're going to be looking at is, for those that haven't seen this, we're going to look at the Google My Business first of all, really quickly. And to get to Google My Business, I'd recommend not doing this now, because there's a few things to take on board first. Get a pen and paper and maybe do this after the webinar session. But what you want to be doing is going to Google, make sure you're signed into Google, and there's an option there where you see the dots at the top. Just click on that and get to the Google My Business dashboard. And on the Google My Business dashboard, you can do all of this stuff that I'm going to show you in the next couple of minutes. So you can just do all this really quickly, really easily. And this will be optimizing your own Google listing. And so what I talked to you about just there at the start was that one of the final searches that people do is when they search for your business name on Google. Now, let's just take that in a second and just dive straight back to Google, if I may. So I've typed in a business name here into Google, and this company's called The Plane Tree. If 2 weeks ago, I might have been looking for therapy or clinic in where is it? It's in London, for example. So I might have been looking for this kind of business, and I've stumbled across this business. I've asked around, friends have recommended them. I've looked on social media. I've looked at reviews, and I'm happy with the reviews, and especially for this one. The final search that I do is type their business name in. This is what I'm judging my decision on, whether to use them or not. I'm looking at where they are. I'm looking at the see outside, the street view. Do I trust this business? Does it look trustworthy to me? I'm looking at the reviews, but one of the most visually striking things is obviously the photos and the imagery. So I just wanted to really highlight that what you need to do, first of all, on your Google My Business listing is get the basic stuff sorted out. And so log into your Google My Business listing and make sure you've got the right telephone number, the address is looking good, but most importantly, the opening hours. Because I don't know about you, but when I search for a business, I'm usually looking for opening hours. So make sure you have the correct opening hours, especially at the moment, if you are going through a period where you've closed down or where you've got a little bit of a change in the business. Put a little notification on there. Look at your opening hours. You can put a COVID-19 post notification on your GMB Google My Business listing, and you can do that for free. Update the business information. Update the services. So these are things that you can do really quickly, and these are essential things that you need to update. Second, what you need to do is make sure you get reviews. Make sure you get reviews. And people are asking me, how do I get more reviews onto my Google My Business listing? Well, it's actually quite easy. All you need to do is go into your Google My Business listing dashboard, click on the info tab, and add a short name. And it's just there within the info tab, it says add a short name. And once you've done that, you can then share that URL with your customers, past customers, and ask them to get reviews, to give you a review, sorry. Mm-hmm. Let's have a look. So Josh, do you want to say something on that?
Yeah, definitely. It might be worth pointing out also, if you already have your short name filled in, what you can do is you can click on the home tab, and there is actually a share your business. The home tab always changes. So, but for at this moment on the home tab, there is you can share your business URL as long as you have the short name filled out. So always go into info, always check that you have that short name filled in. If you do, brilliant, and then you can also share it on the home tab as well.
Great. Yeah, that's exactly it. You're absolutely right, Josh. So on the home tab, if you've already got a short name, you can then share it from there.
That's if you've already got one, yeah.
If you've already got one. But for those that haven't got a short name, I'm going to show you that. I'm going to show you that now. And okay, just checking if there's any questions coming in. Josh will try and answer those questions. He'll type out the answer. I'm just going to turn Josh's audio off in the meantime. So there we go. So how the short name, it's really easy to do. And let's have a look. Oh, let me go. There we go. Let me have a look and see if I can show you directly within the Google My Business dashboard. So you go to the info, and then just get rid of that. There we go. You go to info, and then you just scroll down on the info, and it says right there in the middle, add short name. So let's do it, and I'll show you what happens. Now, this particular business is a electric bike seller, and again, we work with them quite closely, but they are a business at the moment that is going through a boom. Bikes are really taking off at the moment. So what I would recommend, I'm just putting a dash between, is just type your business name into the short name. So simply type your business name in, and there we go. And there's my new URL for my GMB. Because, by the way, guys, if I hadn't done this, your URL, the address, sorry, the website, the address for your GMB listing would have been very long, and it wouldn't have looked very nice, and it's actually very difficult to get hold of as well. So what this is a quick and easy way to get an address, what we call URL, for your GMB listing. So that's that, and all I need to do now is I can share that straight from here, from this dashboard. I can share it via email, Facebook, even WhatsApp, etc., etc. So it's really cool. And if I was to share this URL with anyone, what they would see is they would click on the URL and they'd be taken straight through to your GMB listing. So that is absolutely fantastic that they're taken straight through and they can write a review very, very easily. So we're going to come back to this business in a minute, because it's a good example of one I want to show you. I want to show you how they should optimize their website and how you can do the same. All right, so grabbing a short URL is very, very easy. All good so far? Everything looks good. Okay, and if you want to log in to your Google My Business dashboard, quick reminder, you go to Google, you make sure you're signed into Google, and at the top right, can everyone see? At the top right, there's those but there's kind of like little Google app button there, and it's just there within Google My Business. If you can't find that, just Google it. Guys, if there's ever anything you get stuck with, my recommendation is just Google it. So, or Bing, but Google My Business, and there it is, the first result on Google My Business, on Google. It comes up, there we go, engage with customers for free. And so that is the platform that we are referring to today. And so entering that short URL is really easy, and that will help you get reviews. Why is it so important to get reviews? Well, 97%, this is according to research and data that we've been given, 97% of consumers say online reviews impact purchasing decisions. So the more reviews you've got, the more conversions and inquiries you will get. We know that for an absolute fact, and Google know that as well. They've got huge data on this, and they've compared millions of businesses, and businesses that have 5, 10 or fewer reviews don't get as many inquiries as those businesses that have 20 or 30 reviews. It's as simple as that. So if you want inquiries, get more reviews on your Google My Business listing, please, please, please. So that's such an essential part of your GMB. What I would also say on your GMB is it's imperative that you add photos. It is so important. And by the way, everyone, the reason why I'm saying to update all these things is because we know that when you update these features on Google My Business, and when you use these functions and tools on your Google My Business dashboard, it helps the algorithm. It helps the ranking of your Google listing. So the more activity you have on your Google listing, potentially the higher your listing will be when someone's searching for what you do in the area. So for example, if someone's searching for solicitors leads, bed and breakfast Scotland, blah, etc., etc., not even your business name, if someone's searching for what you do, the type of service you offer, all of this stuff you're using on Google will help boost your position. And we encourage you to have exterior, interior, meet the team, photos of you at work, before and after. So just take those notes there and really try to add all of those different types of photos to your listing. I understand that some businesses can't add all of those different elements, but try as much as you can, if you know, to add as many as you can. So photos. Why should you add photos? Well, again, we know how powerful this is. So many businesses charge money for this optimization. This is search engine optimization, guys. If you're a local business and you go to a company and want search engine optimization, they'll charge you £400, £500, £600 a month. And this is what they're doing. And it's something that you can do. So it's adding photos, it's getting reviews, it's updating your opening hours, it's updating your services, and it's using a couple of other things, which I'm going to go to in a minute. But we know that photos, businesses that have photos get a lot more visits to the business or inquiries as well. So look at that number there. 90% of consumers are more likely to visit the business with photos. So really important that you have photos. One of the other things that we've talked to everyone about, but we're getting so many questions about this, is matching your main category on your Google My Business listing. So I'll just show you a live example in a moment. Match your main category with your website title tag. What does that mean? Well, on this particular example, you've got accountants and leads. On the website, it says the title tag, accountants leads. Brilliant. So what that does is by matching the main category on the Google My Business listing to the title tag on the website, that really helps the ranking and optimization of your Google My Business listing. Let me show you an example of how that looks in real life. So let's go to one that I've used down so many times. Just for those people that haven't seen this, I'll just quickly show you an example. Google My Business listing on the right-hand side, main category right there. And you can edit your main category from within the dashboard. Where do you edit the main category? Well, it's just within the info tab. So just go to the info tab and it's either here, just underneath the business name. So I click on the pen and there's my primary category. Okay. And I can add more categories underneath that. Or just on the Google My Business listing on the left-hand side on the panel, it says services. So if I go to Google My Business, click on services, and I can add services as well. So here we go. There's multiple ways of adding categories and services to your GMB listing. But essentially, the one you want to be looking at, first of all, is this one here. It's just underneath the business name. Mm-hmm. Going back to Google, this particular business has got painter, which is brilliant. Okay, so he's obviously a painter. Checking his website, his title tag is painter and decorator. Many of you are asking me, what on earth is a title tag, Matt? How do I change my title tag? Well, we're coming to that in a few minutes. Yeah. So stick with us, bear with us. We're going to show you how to change your title tag. And I've got some new stuff to show the people that have seen this already. So stick with it because I'm going to come to the title tag in a minute. But essentially, I can see my title tag right there at the top of my window on the tab that I've got open. You know, when you open a tab on your internet like this, there's a title tag right here, and it's on every tag. And if I hover my mouse over it, it pops up with the title tag right there. So I hope that gives a bit of a good sort of demo quickly.
Just to answer a couple of questions, Matt. So I've answered, hopefully I've answered the majority of them on chat, but I thought I'd talk about a couple of them. So some people are mentioning that they can't find a short name on their account, on their GMB. Now this could be a couple of reasons. I know Google does limit some functions depending on what category you are, but I was under the impression that the short name was available for everyone. So just double check that the short name, it definitely isn't there. If it isn't, I would like to help. Please do get in touch. There's a link in the top message. We can screen share. I'd like to have a look and try and kind of fix that for you. Most definitely. Please just get in touch. We're more than happy to help. A couple of things. Andrew asked, GMB service areas, will it limit where I get found to that area? Now, those service areas are purely designed to make sure that you do get found in those areas. Those are treat those as your primary area. So, for instance, we're a lead-based company, but obviously we operate nationwide. But our GMB is purely around the kind of local area, around Leeds and so forth, because that's our most important area is local for us. So again, do the same with your business. Make sure that those service areas are where you really want to be found for. That Google have changed it. You used to be able to put 100-mile radius from my location. Obviously, everyone started doing that, so that's why Google got rid of it. You have to be specific now. Use towns, use cities, anywhere that you're wanting to get found for. For instance, if you're like a plumber, for instance, and you want to get found for a plumber in Leeds, make sure Leeds is your service area, and you're more likely to get found in those kind of areas.
Great.
So there was a couple more. Thomas asked, is it worth tagging photos before uploading them? Always tag your photos. Get into the habit of tagging photos when you do upload them. Couple more. Can I rearrange the order of the photos? Now, this is a question that we get a lot. Unfortunately, no. Google prefer to show photos that they know gets good interactions and engagements. So if basically, Google will always prefer to have customer photos. If you can get a customer to leave a review and leave a photo on that review, Google will always try to show that first. There is no way of ordering it. It just depends on which photo gets the most views. Unfortunately, they have never shared the algorithm on how it works. It's just a case of make sure you keep adding as many as possible. And the ones that customers deem are the best are the ones that are going to come up first. And
okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I just jump in, Josh?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Great. It's so. I was thinking we're probably getting a lot of questions, and what we'll do is we'll take a couple at a time, and then we'll dive back in throughout the session. And if we've got time at the end, we'll answer a few more questions. But yeah, great questions, everyone. I really think these are very useful for everyone out there. So please do keep asking questions. Really, really useful for everyone, and it's also supporting other businesses. You might be wondering why I've changed my top. Well, someone in there said that my top was clashing with video, so the lines on it. So I've just quickly changed it. I hope that helps. Josh, you can see my screen.
Yes, all good. Yep, all good.
Okay, so to crack on, what we were just talking about was the matching the main category on your GMB with the title tag on your website. Great. So the other thing I just wanted to say on GMB before we look at the other part of GMB is, guys, one thing you need to do is make sure you're using posts. So Google posts are things that appear on the Google search results when someone types in your business name. How do you do posts? Well, again, it's within the dashboard. Just on the left-hand side, you've got a posts tab right there. And if you click on the posts tab, wow, there's some interesting posts there. This is just a random company that I've picked up here. But what you can do is you can create a post really quickly and easily. And what Google have allowed businesses to do, small businesses, is put a COVID-19 update on your GMB. If you've got any sort of changes to your business, make sure you create a post with the COVID-19 update. But then start to look at the offers that you can do and the different products that you can add on. And what's new? Are you running an event? Because I would recommend that you look at maybe getting a consultation event or whatever it may be when we get back to normal. Might be worth planning that event now. If you're running a business that is having a bit of downtime at the moment, start to think about the things that you can do in 4-6 weeks. Fingers crossed when we get back to normal, such as events, such as promotions, and use this to do that. So, for example, you could do a 20% off, or you could do you could do it starting June 1st, for example. And then, and you can actually do that within the post function here. You can change the start and you can change the end date, et cetera, et cetera. You can put offer coupon codes. So quote June 2020. You can get people to quote a code just so you know that they've seen your post. By quoting a code, by the way, what that allows you to do as a business owner is track how many people have seen your posts and your promotions. So it's useful. I'd always recommend tracking success. And that means little tricks like that. But yeah, the post function is brilliant and it's right there on Google My Business within the dashboard. And then before we move on, one thing I encourage everyone to do is, has everyone looked at their Insights tab recently? It's right there. And it is so good. It is so good. Look what you can do on the Insights tab. You can find out how many people in the last 30 days or the last 90 days, how many people have searched for your either your business name, so that's the direct searches, is when someone's typed in your business name into Google, or discovery searches, as in someone looking for the service that you offer. So they don't even know your business name. They don't even know about your business, but they're just looking for the type of service that you offer. And so here's a great example. On Google, someone's typed in bike shops, I presume, because this is, they've typed in electric bikes. Because what it tells you below is how many people and which keywords have been typed in. So look, it gives you a keyword report right in your Google My Business listing. So this particular company in the last 30 days has had 306 visits, people looking for bike shops, electric bikes, sorry. In the last quarter, they've had over 1,000 searches. Scrolling down, you can see how people have seen your business, whether it is on the search results or whether it's on Google Maps. Remember, Google Maps, I don't know if you guys have Google Maps, but I personally use Google Maps all the time and on my mobile phone. So if I'm searching for a business, I'll literally just do it on Google Maps on my phone. It's really easy, and it tells you here if people have used Google Maps or Google Search. One thing that I find really interesting though is how many phone calls I've had from my Google My Business listing, and it's right here. You can see how many times people have requested directions. So how many times people have been on their phone or on their computer and they've clicked on directions, and how many people have phoned you. This particular business has not had many phone calls, but they've had a lot of visits to the website. So clearly what people are doing is they're looking to research a bit more about, for example, the electric bikes. And it even shows you where in the world people are searching for you. So, right, I've just messed up that map, ignore that. But it will show you where people are looking for you in the world. And then why were photos so important? Oops, there we go. Why were photos so important? Well, look how many times people are looking at your photos in just one day. There's been absolutely tons of people look at this business and its photos. So really make sure that you've got good photo quality and good photo quantity because it's all reported on right here in your Google My Business Insights. Hope that's okay. Hope this is making sense so far. But guys, there's one thing that everybody overlooks, and it's Bing Places. And I can't stress how many times I've seen really poor looking listings on Bing Places. Remember what I said at the start. People end their search by typing in your business name into Google or Bing. Why do we need to bother about Bing? Well, Bing has 25% market share. And the reason why it's got 25% is because of PCs and Windows. When anyone's got Windows 10 as a device or as a software on their PC, well, they get Bing as a default search engine. So make sure you go to bingplaces.com and do exactly the same on there and update your Bing Places listing. How is your brand being seen on Google and Bing? So do that search for your business name. I hope that is a good start to the Google listing and the Bing listing. But ultimately, make sure you're using all of the different features on your listings. And when we talk about websites, we are going to be elaborating more on website conversions very soon. Josh has been developing a session, a webinar for website conversions, haven't you, Josh? You're going to be looking at this, deep diving into this a little bit further very soon in one of our daily 2 p.m. webinars. Yep. Yep.
I've just come in to say yep.
Okay, good. So you've got a deep dive into website conversions, and you're working with the website manager InfoServe to present this to everyone really soon. So it's going to be a really good one. Thanks, Josh, for confirming. But what we're looking at here is optimizing your website for conversions, and that's what Josh is going to go expand on very, very soon. But we've talked about some basic things over these last couple of weeks, and by now I hope most of you have managed to take a look at this. But one thing everybody needs to do is check how their website looks on mobile phone, because over 50% of searches are now done on mobile phone. And now designers out there are building websites on mobile first. They're not even designing the website on desktop first. Well, what does that mean? Well, you start with the mobile design because that's where most traffic is. Why back 5 years ago we'd be building a website on as if we were looking at a desktop. We don't need to do that as much anymore. We need to focus on the mobile version. So your website on mobile needs to be flawless, because 7 seconds is typically the time that it takes for someone to make a decision with your website. They stay on there for 6, 7, 8 seconds and then have made a decision. And if they don't like it, if it's hard to use, they're gone. And with most people on mobile, you need to make sure the buttons are easy to use, easy to press. You make sure it's not scrolling left and right, etc., etc. So what we did the other day is we did a little bit of a check on a few businesses. And so we used our digital marketing audit tool. And if anyone wants an SEO audit like this, it's completely free. I'll come back to this at the end of this webinar, but we can send a website audit to you for free, basically. And within this audit, it will tell you if your website's good enough for mobile phones. So, for example, here we're looking at some key things. Does it fit the width of the screen? Has it got text that's readable and big enough on mobile? Are the links big enough to tap? Literally basic things like that. Are the links big enough to tap with your thumb? You need to make your mobile website really, really easy to use. And this particular example here is a great website on mobile phone. And it's one of the ladies that we've been speaking to. I believe her name's Rada. I think that's right. So mobile friendly. Make sure your website's secure. What does this mean, secure website? Well, your website needs to have the padlock at the top in the address bar. So here's an example of my address bar on this website, and it's got the padlock to say it's secure. So make sure your website is secure. Just on that, the reason why that's so important is because it gets trust. And with all of these things, all these elements that we're showing you here, it builds trust between you and the potential customer. So if that potential customer is looking at your website and it says not secure, then we've got some big problems. Because when it's a not secure website, it means that any contact form on your website that someone's filling out any details on the contact form, it means that data that they're filling out on your contact form is not secure, and it's it could be out there for anyone to see. So you've got to make sure you've got a secure website, because now what Google does is it warns people that it's not a secure website, and that loses trust. And trust is what's going to get you business and inquiries from your online marketing. Make sure it loads really quickly, because for every 1 second delay, conversions, i.e. inquiries, fall by 12%. So make sure it's quick to load. So for every 1 second delay, conversions fall by 12%. And you can check your site speed yourself by just go to Google, type in site speed into Google. And there's a tool on Google that comes up at the top of the results called Pagespeed Insights. So I make a note of that. I wouldn't do it now because it takes a bit of loading, but you might want to do it if you've got 2 screens, you can do it. But yeah, Pagespeed Insights. So type into Google site speed. And of course, our tools do the same. Our tools will tell you. So if we send one of these audits over to you, it will tell you if it's quick or not. And essentially, if you look at this, I just want to highlight this bit here. 33% of people abandon a website if it takes more than 4 seconds to load. 33% of people abandon a website if it takes more than 4 seconds. Absolutely incredible. And so our tool, or many tools out there, like the free Google one, will tell you what's going wrong and where it's maybe going, where it's loading quickly, and how long bits and bobs of the website are loading, how long it's taking for them to load. So really essential. Guys, I want to just say, first of all, that one of the biggest things to come out of all of this over the last couple of weeks has been design. And the reason why is because Google tell us that 94% of first impressions are design related. You need to make sure that your website looks beautiful across all devices, because we know that 94% of first impressions are all about how it looks. And this does impact trust and credibility. It really does. So what I'm going to do is, for example, I showed everyone an example website, and I took them to this website, and I showed this at the start, company called Yorkshire Scapes. We've made sure to make this website modern, clean, user-friendly, and it actually looks very similar to Airbnb. I'm sure you might agree, in design and simplicity. So it's very, very easy to design a website that's up there with the likes of Airbnb. And let me just show you Airbnb really quickly. Because essentially, the big names are who you're in competition with. You're in competition with these big names. And simple things like font, spacing between sections, making it really easy to read the key bits, things like this, content, hosting in three steps, have maybe 3 different steps as to how you operate as a business. And so it's really easy to build a website well designed. I say it's easy, you just need a talented designer. So reach out to your designer, make sure you're using a good designer, because the website and how it looks is the thing that builds trust and credibility. And ultimately, it's a thing that will make or break an inquiry. So this is the thing that will make or break an inquiry. So do be sure to make sure that your website looks the part. And of course, you know, if you're using a web builder, you can do this yourself. There'll probably be templates that you can use, and you can refresh that template. We're giving you this information so you can do it yourself. So hopefully your web developer or web designer can help you with that. We said also there is something else that will increase conversion rates. So I want you all to check your website to see if you've got unique selling points clearly shown on your website. So for example, what are unique selling points? Well, it's the why. The why should I use this business? What makes you different to your competition? And so here's some examples of unique selling points: free delivery, established in 1960, etc., etc., all work insured. So make sure you're clearly highlighting your unique selling points. Where do you put these? Well, you need to make sure that they are near the top of the page. Okay, so it's one of the first things that people see. So I've just highlighted an example here. This really is just an example that we put together. And underneath the main image at the top of the website, for this particular accountant, we've got some unique selling points there. Yours will be different, and I want you to all to think about 3 to 4 unique selling points that your business has. What makes you different? But then what I want you to do is be really critical of your website. And I want you to go to your website and just check that those unique selling points are really clear and quick to see. Because people make decisions within 7 to 8 seconds. And so I land on a website, and I'm looking at the website, and I can see straight away what they do, which is great. And I can see straight away the unique selling points. So I've got no obligation quote, open 7 days a week, experienced, range of different services. I'm bought in here. I'm lured in. There's a bit of trust. There's credibility. I'm interested, and that's how long you've got 7 to 8 seconds to make an impact. So make sure your unique selling points are very clearly labeled and visible on your website. It increases conversion rates. It really does. And another thing that increases conversion rates are testimonials and reviews, and also accreditations. So what is it that your business has in terms of accreditations, official titles, etc., etc.? You need to have those highlighted on your website. And websites that have these things on their pages get more inquiries. It's as simple as that. And what we've spoken about over the last couple of weeks is the layout of your website, and specifically service pages. So, for example, if I go to a website and I click on one of their services, so you might be a computer repair company, let's say, and your computer repair website has a range of services. One of those services is, let's say, laptop repair, and that's got its own dedicated page for laptop repair. This is how your laptop repair page should be laid out. We say this because we know that by having this layout, it increases conversions, it gets more inquiries. We've tested it on thousands and thousands of websites, and not just us, but this is something that Google and Microsoft have recommended because they've tested it on millions. And they know that by having the button in a certain place, by having a contact form in a specific way, or by having unique selling points or testimonials in certain layouts, they know that it increases conversion rates. So I hope that makes sense. But one of the things I want to highlight here is the button and what we call the call to action. Does anybody know what a call to action is? I'm sure you all do. I'm not going to wait for the answer, sorry. I'm just going to say a call to action is basically asking the visitor to take action, all right? So they land on your website, they go to one of the service pages. Now you want them to take action, right? You as a business owner, as a website owner, you want that visitor to take that next step. So you need to make it really easy to get that visitor to take that next step. So let's just go on to one of these specific product pages on this website. I'm on domestic decorating. So he's got a page dedicated to domestic decorating. And we're going to be looking at how to optimize these pages as we go along. But really easy, he wants people to contact him. So there we go, he's got contact us button there. And I'm sure he's got a contact us button here. Yes, this website is built perfectly to get more inquiries, because there's just one button doing the same job. If you've got multiple call to actions, so you've got contact us, you've got visit our showroom, or you've got read our blog. If you've got all these different buttons and links going off to different pages, conversion rates fall and drop and drop and drop and drop. If you make it really easy and simple for someone to take action, then your conversion rates will go up. And that's why we're saying layout and simplicity and making a very linear journey. So I've landed on the website, I've gone to a service page, I'm interested. Let's make it easy for them. That's really important. So Josh is going to expand on this. He's going to go over some landing page best practices very, very soon. And this is what we call landing page best practice, like I say. I heard a little,
Yeah.
Yes, good, Josh. Good to see you listening. Okay, so website, we've talked about title tags, and we've talked about some of this jargon here. I'm going to elaborate on what we've talked about earlier on in the session. How's everyone finding it so far? All newcomers here. Let me just close off some of these screens because we've got a lot of screens going on. Everyone okay so far? We've got 70 people still. It's looking really good.
But just while we've got having a little break here, a lot of you have been asking questions about Bing listings and about whether you should integrate it with Google, whether Yelp reviews should be showing, how to get reviews, all that type of stuff. What I'm going to do is I can obviously answer every question, but I think if you guys are up for it, I mean, please let me know. But do you want a webinar just on Bing listings and Bing places and how to get the most out of it? If you do, just put a yes in the chat. Please let me know if you are interested in a webinar just on Bing listings. And again, I can schedule something and we can just tackle Bing on its own. Obviously, we've done Google a lot, but if you guys are interested, more than happy to do. I can see yeses coming in already.
Just on Bing, guys, when we're expanding a few things on Bing soon, but with Microsoft owned Bing, with Bing, what you can do is something called audience targeting as well. Not with the Bing places listing, but with something else on Bing, you can do audience targeting. And you'll never guess what data you can use with audience targeting on Bing. So you can have an ad come up on Bing and you can leverage the LinkedIn data. So Microsoft now own LinkedIn. And what that means is you can run a campaign on Bing, bearing in mind they get a lot of traffic. You can run a campaign on Bing and you can target specific audiences based on demographic, job title, interests, intent as well. Yeah.
I've just seen Jen's comment. 25% of us are interested in Bing.
I like it. Yeah, that's absolutely right. So there's so much with Bing that you can't do with Google. So we're going to be doing, I think a Bing session would be really good, Josh, but audience targeting, guys, it's so powerful. So we're going to come back to that. So if you don't mind, I'll just quickly dive in because we've gone through quite a lot already, but your website, and we've been looking at something called SEO, and I've just been talking about improving your website for conversions, what we call conversion rate optimization, and there's so much more to talk about on that, and we're now at a stage where we can start to elaborate on that kind of stuff. But there's a separate session here, there's a separate topic called on-site SEO, stuff that impacts your ranking, your Google ranking, your Bing ranking. It's what we call on-site SEO. And we've been talking about this over the last couple of weeks, and we will be talking in more depth about it. But title tags, you need to make sure they're looking good on every single page of your website. So every single page of your website should have unique title tags. Don't just have the same title tag across every single page of you. I'm going to show you the title tag stuff in a moment. Description tags, same again, unique description tags on every single page of your website. Headings, unique headings on every single page. Make sure the keywords are in the content. And then if you're a local business, think about location pages. So let's elaborate on those, a couple of those items. Title tags, first of all, can be seen right at the top of your browser window. If you're on your website and you've got a browser open, obviously, you'll see at the top, and you can see here, it's the second one down, not the website address, just below the website address, it says electric showers, wide range at Shower Doctor. So that's the title tag, electric showers, wide range at Shower Doctor. Above the title tag, you'll see their website address. And it's imperative that if you're on a specific page, so on this website, I've gone to electric showers. This is a specific page, service page on their website. And their URL, website address, is showerdoc.com/showers/electric-showers. Brilliant. They've got electric showers in the address bar. And in the title tag, it says electric showers. Brilliant. The heading, the main heading on page, which you can see just in the middle of the page there, it says electric showers. You see that in blue. That's the heading, or what we call H1, heading 1. And it's really important in your H1 or heading 1, make sure that you've got the keyword that you're optimizing this page around. So for this particular page, we're on the electric showers page, and we've got electric showers in the heading, the title tag, and even the URL, the website address. But within the content as well, they've mentioned electric showers. You can see there, it says within the content, top quality electric showers. That is perfect on-site SEO. And these small changes can have huge effects on your business, on your website, and its ranking. And businesses, agencies out there charge hundreds of pounds to do this on a monthly basis. But it is something that everybody can do. It is something you can do. It is something that you can teach someone to do, and it can be done within a day, depending on the size of the website, of course. Most of you will have 5 to 15 pages on your website, probably at most. Typically, small businesses, like I say, 5, 7, 8 pages. So to update your title tag and your headings, it's only going to take an hour. But the impact it will have on your Google ranking and Bing ranking is huge. So the title and description tags, there we go. The title and description tags, just to confirm that again, can be found at the top on your browser. But you can also see them when you type in your business name on Google, your brand on Google. Type in your business name on Google, and you see at the top left, it says dynamic decor, the purple bit at the top left of the search results. So the first search result I have, that purpley bit, the first headline there is the title tag. That is your title tag. It will show on Google. So not only are you doing your title tag to optimize your website, but you're also doing it so you can describe to people on Google what it is you do and why people should use you. And your description tag is just below that. The bit, just see at the top, the first search result there, just underneath the green website address, you've got a description saying, for painters and decorators in Leeds, Harrogate, Otley, Horsforth, blah, blah, and so on and so on. That is the description tag. So your title tag and description tag shows on Google. Not only that, but when you put a post on Facebook, your description and title tag show on the post as well. So really make sure that you update your title tags and your description tags. And for title tags, make sure they are 45, 50 characters in length, and you put it in this order. So I've got it here on my screen. It says main keyword in location, secondary location, business name. So for example, painter and decorator Leeds, Horsforth, and then the business name. So you could have keyword, location, and then maybe a secondary location, and then your business name. The description can be a bit more descriptive. Describe what it is you do. Use some of the keywords in there. Don't overdo it with keywords. Don't put all your different keywords in. You just keep it nice and descriptive and nice and informative, but mention the main keyword of whatever that page is talking about. So if you're doing this on your homepage, use the top keyword that your business does. How can you work out what the most popular keyword is? Well, I suppose we could help. We're happy to help. We're happy to give you that advice for free. If you just give us go to infoserve.com/COVID, fill in the form, and we'll let you know. Tell us what you do, and we'll let you know which keywords are the most popular. But you can find out using the keyword planner on Google. You might not be able to do that yourself, but there are ways and means of finding out which keyword is most popular in your industry. But you might already know this already, and it'll probably just be what you do. So painter, accountant, solicitor, hotel, etc., etc. The homepage has got to use your main keyword. On the other pages, make sure you use the keyword that is describing that page, if that makes sense. One other thing we recommended for local businesses is location pages. So if I just go to Google, there we go. if I go to Google and show you this particular example of this business, they've got an areas we cover drop down, multiple pages dedicated to different areas they cover. So, for example, if I go to Guiseley, it's a location nearby, near to this business. They've optimized the page, what I've just talked about, with the title tag Painters and Decorators Guiseley. The heading says Painters and Decorators Guiseley, and the URL, the website address, has the words Painters and Decorators Guiseley. If I go to Google and do a search for Painters and Decorators Guiseley, let's have a look. There they are. Sorry, there they are. Page 1 of Google for Painters and Decorators Guiseley. These guys aren't based in Guiseley, by the way. But because they've created these location pages, they appear on page 1. Another example I showed someone the other day was this company here, and their menu is just on the left. So if you just look to the left-hand side of the website here, you've got areas we cover, and these guys are based in a tiny village miles away from the nearest town, which is Middlesbrough. But they've created a page on their website for areas we cover, and one of those is Middlesbrough. And so everything's optimized around Middlesbrough again, and it's in the content, signage in Middlesbrough, etc., etc. Let's go to Google.
We did have a couple of questions around location pages and how is there a limit to the amount of location pages you have? Absolutely not. Just make sure when you are doing your location pages that they are kind of unique to each other. Make sure that they have individual content on each landing page. But there's absolutely no limit. You can do as many location pages as you want there. Obviously, we get a lot of questions around what you should have your GMB tag for locations. This is where your website really does come into play, because your website will start getting found in those areas that you really want to get found for. Big cities, towns, even kind of like smaller areas in a town, for instance, so they can work really, really well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just showed you there, this website now appears on page 1. 2 weeks after building the website and doing this, they appeared on page 1 for all of these different locations. Look, they've got Northallerton, they've got Thirst. Let's do this. This is a completely different search term now. These areas are at least half an hour away from each other. So this business certainly isn't in all of these areas. There they are, page 1 of Google for Sign Makers Northallerton. We can do a search for any of the locations in here, and they'll come up page 1 of Google for all of those locations, and it's the same for this business here. And look how many locations he's gone for. So bit of work can be done though. If you've got a website builder, you can do that yourself really easily. It can be done, and you just need to take note of all the things that I've just mentioned in this webinar, and then that is a way for you to appear page 1 of Google. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the chat, and we're going to ask if there's any questions. Before we do go into questions, I try to keep these things under an hour. Sometimes we run over, but I'm really trying hard at the moment to keep them under an hour, because I know time is precious for everyone. And they are quite tough. So please do give us feedback. I appreciate that. For those that have been watching these every day, there's been a few things there that we've already covered, but there are a lot of new people in today, and we'll be getting some more new people as well each day. Can I ask one favour from everyone, though? So all I ask for is if you can share the infoserve.com/COVID link. We're just doing a supporting small business month, basically. It's a campaign that we're running and supporting small businesses on behalf of Google and Microsoft. We literally, it is on behalf of those big names. They can't speak to all the small businesses in the UK, so we do it for them. So we're running this campaign. It's completely free, and we're doing these daily webinars. So I just ask really so kindly if anyone could put a Facebook post up saying, hey, this company is doing a daily webinar and giving loads of good tips. Join them tomorrow, join them every day at 2 p.m. Here's the link. And this is in that page. They can register to the webinar. It's really easy. So if you can share that link with any local businesses, I'm sure everybody knows at least 1 or 2 local businesses that they're friends with. reach out to them, get them in here. Let's get more local businesses in, because things are really taking off now, and lots of businesses have really found this very useful, and we
really do want to help. We want to help as many businesses as we can. The link is at the top of the chat, so if you click the link at the top of the chat, share that link. There's loads of information on there. We've got a blog. You can sign up to the webinar. That's our central hub for this whole campaign of supporting local businesses. But yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
And also, I'd like to ask a favor as well. If you do want us to cover a specific topic, please do get in touch. Please do ask. If you want us to cover a specific topic, whether that be Bing listings, we've already decided that we're going to do that. But if there's anything that you're struggling with or really do need help with, we're more than happy to help. Please do ping me a message, either fill out the form on the COVID page or put something in the chat. I'll have a read after the webinar is finished. But yeah, please do let us know what you want to learn more about, basically.
Thank you for putting it on the Facebook page, David. Thank you so much. That does mean a lot. That's all we're asking for in return, is just recommending, as we would for you, if needs be, and we'll help with anything. If anyone wants an SEO audit, a free audit, so my point at the beginning is we can run free audits. And I don't think I've got my thing open anymore, but we can do a free audit on any business, and we've got that at the moment thanks to a friend of mine. So if he's watching, thank you so much for allowing us to do this for free. But he's allowed us to do audits. So basically, if what we would do is we'd send you this report. The report is so cool. It basically allows you to have a look at any of this stuff. And what we might do, Josh, is let's send it as a link, because people.
That's exactly.
Yeah, let's send it so we'll send it as a link for anyone from now on. And what you can do, so let's just go to someone's report from yesterday. People were asking us to pop an audit through. So for example, here, let's just go through and say, okay, so well, there's all sorts you can look at. So for Google My Business, you can click on it. You can actually click on the thing that's coming up with a warning, and it tells you what to do and how to fix it. Mm-hmm. So if I just go to one that's got maybe maybe poor title tags, let me just check. So this, so let's go here, and if you click on the titles and descriptions where there's issues, it will actually tell you down here, it'll actually highlight your title tag. So it'll tell you what your current title tag is, and it'll tell you what your current description tag is. So you don't have to do any of the stuff I just showed you. It actually just tell you all the answers here, and it'll even tell you, how short and if it's too short. Now, obviously, this is missing. This is a good example of a title tag missing the location. So it needs the East London or London location in there, and this is missing keyword. There's so many things that can be improved on here, and and et cetera, et cetera. It tells you everything. So if you want a report, just go to infoserve.com/COVID, and we can send this through to you.
Please fill in that contact form at the bottom of the page. It will ask you for your email address, so I know where to send it to. We'll also ask you for your business name, so I know what report to run it on. If anyone is wanting one of these reports sent to them as a link, please, bottom of the page on the COVID, on the COVID landing page that we've got, fill in that form, and I'll get in touch and I'll send you that link straight away. I've sent all the ones from yesterday. If I've missed anyone off, please do fill in that form. I am working off that form, so anyone that fills in there, I will 100% send you a link for this report.
Just on the COVID page, as Josh said, just at the bottom of that COVID page. We actually, ironically, haven't made it easy to find the form, but it's just at the bottom of the page. But if people want to register for the webinar, it's just on that page as well. Okay, so questions, any remaining questions? If you do have to dive off, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to answer some questions now, so you might find the next few minutes useful. You might be able to pick up some stuff from other people here. We've got a few more minutes to go. So, but if you do have to go, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. You're automatically registered for tomorrow. So do join us tomorrow. We've got up and coming this week. We've got social media where we're going to be looking at running a Facebook ads campaign. and using something called retargeting, so you can get people how to sort that out, so you can get people back to your website that previously didn't inquire with you or contact you. So Facebook retargeting and Facebook ads. I'm going to show you also the next phase of website optimization. And if you do want this SEO audit, we can do it for you, and we can even add your competition in there. That's what I'm doing at the moment. We can even add competitors in here to give you a comparison for your score compared to one of your competition. But that's maybe something we'll pick up separately. So it's not loading, so I'll leave that. But it takes a few minutes to do it all. But yeah, we can send that over to you. But guys, let's go to questions now. There's quite a few of you still here, so thank you for that. I'd like to know how to make the website faster. Well, image optimization is one of the things you can do. So what you want to do is check the images on your website and how high resolution and what type of images they are. PNG images are not good for site speed, load speed. JPEG images are a lot better, and you can even go even further than that. But images can really slow down websites. If it's a WordPress website, having lots and lots of plugins, they call it, little widgets and plugins, can really slow down the website as well. Because WordPress is an open source software, basically, where many people around the world have made all these different plugins and features. So if you've got a booking form on your WordPress site, that book dived off, but I'm still here, so I'm going to. Oh, here we go, Josh. We lost you for a moment there. I'm just going to look at some of the questions. What advice about having two or three websites? I'm going to close down some tabs, make sure this is going at optimum speed as well. Favor websites that are just simply really engaging, have good content, and it's just one singular website. They really penalize websites and businesses that try to manipulate the Google ranking. What I've shown you today is not manipulating the Google ranking. It's all best practice advice. So having the keyword that describes what's on page, Google really love that stuff because it makes the user understand what page they're on within seconds. Because Google knows that people have seconds before they make a decision, before they leave your website. So having the headline on each page really big and clear as to what's on that page, the keyword that describes that page, having a title tag match that headline is best practice. So making it really relevant. But I'd stay away from having multiple websites and stay away from maybe having keyword rich domains. So rich domains such as bed and breakfast leads.co.uk. They're still good, and those, if you've got a website with a domain like that, that's still useful, but it's not as powerful as what it once was. So what agencies used to do back in years and years and years ago, they would sell websites with domains of solicitors, Darlington, builders, Geisley, all these location and keyword rich domains. They don't have the same impact as what they used to have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So
Miss Santa about slowing websites. Sorry, slow websites is down to the I hope everyone can see me still. Down to the image and the image size. And so basically, if it's a PNG, then those images can slow websites down. So make sure you've got JPEG images and make sure the images are not too big. A lot of people upload images that are huge and they can really slow down websites. So it's usually image quality, Helen, that slows down websites. Great. Okay. How do we tag an image and upload to Google? Good question, Leo. Can everyone hear me okay? I hope everyone can hear me okay.
Can you hear me, Matt?
Seems like there's no...
Hello? Matt, can you hear me? I've lost Matt. Can you guys hear me? Can everyone else hear me? I've lost Matt. I think he's just connecting again. Can anyone else still hear me? So Matt's just rejoining. Yeah, perfect. I can see some people can hear me. There we go. Brilliant. Perfect. Sorry about that. Yeah, Matt's connection has dropped out. I can see you all. Or he's just rejoining. He won't be too long. But yeah, so to answer a couple of questions, I believe Chris asked, are blogs a good idea? Yes, most definitely. Blogs are a fantastic idea. They really do help with your organic ranking, and you can get found really easily through blogs. It does take a little bit of time. It takes a while actually to start getting found, but it's one of those things where you really do have to pursue and really do have to kind of run with to reap the rewards later down the line. But yeah, to answer to your question, Chris, yes, blogs are definitely useful. You're back, Matt. I can see.
Yeah, really sorry about that, guys. I hope this we won't keep this too much longer. I've had to tether on my 4G, so this is tethering on 4G. That shows how the UK is using internet at the moment. Sorry, and broadband is going a bit dodgy at the moment. So I'm just tethering on my phone. So Helen said about what slows down a website. It's the PNG type images that slow down websites, the size of images. JPEGs are a lot better to use when uploading an image to your website. Make sure the images are not too big. Can you hear me okay, Josh?
Yeah, I'm just reading some comments. Jen's making me laugh today.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah. So basically, I'm going to come back to tagging photos. I've still got tagging photos, but make sure your images are not too big in size and not PNGs. PNGs can really be detrimental. Someone asked, is it worth uploading fresh content to the website, updating content on the website? Absolutely. It's uploading, adding fresh content to your website all the time is really important. Content is king. We haven't said that yet because it's quite an obvious point, really. But those websites that have blogs, that really does help if you've got a blog. But content is king. How do you tag a photo on Google My Business? Well,
that is quite blurry.
What? Sorry, it's really blurry, is it?
It's quite blurry. Yeah, just to give you a heads up, it is quite blurry.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to tell you guys really quickly. And my description of this hopefully is okay. All you do, if I just go to an image, I know it's really blurry, but when you go to your Photos tab on Google My Business, just make sure that you go to a photo, and then at the top right of the photo, you can see a little I button. It's a little I kind of function at the top right of the photo, and you can tag your photos in there. So you can tag photos in the Photos option in Google My Business. Click on a photo, and at the top right, you can tag a photo. Okay, Yvonne, the insights should be in your Google My Business. Just on the left-hand side, there should be an Insight tab in Google My Business. It's for everyone. So log into Google My Business. You'll see info, you'll see posts, you'll see all those different tabs which you should be using, but insights should be in there. What size should images be reduced to? Well, that's a good question. But 1,200 pixels along. So it depends. It depends, Bob. But usually
depends on the size. Yeah, definitely.
I'd recommend speaking to your web designer about that as well, because they should be able to answer that question.
Yeah, definitely. Again, just try and there are loads of things out there that does optimize images. There are some WordPress plugins. There are some websites even that do optimize images to the best it can. All that means is basically they're just reducing the quality. You don't need high res images on the web. A lot of people are looking at it on a smaller device, which makes it look better as it is.
Yes.
Again,
Right.
just try upload the smallest images that you can. Trial and error works really well as well. If it's too blurry, then just up the quality a bit. And again, just try and get it to that level where it looks good still, but it obviously loads super fast.
So you're absolutely right. So yeah, a number of images can slow down a website, Helen. So yeah, you're absolutely right with that one. Number of images can slow down a website. But I'm wondering what your website's built on, because I'm just having a quick look at it now. I'm not showing my screen because it can be quite slow. I'm just going to have a look at what your website's. So if any of you want to find out what platform your website's built on, just go to builtwith.com. That's builtwith.com and type in your.
Our report shows that as well. Our report shows.
The report shows that as well. But Helen, it is indeed a WordPress website, and it's WooCommerce and okay. So it's one of those websites that's going to be quite heavy with all the different plugins, like I was talking about before. So it's just something to. Yeah, I think you might need to. I'm going to be honest with you, Helen. I think I'd consider looking at a fresh new update on your website. Websites should be updated every 3 years, in our opinion. So maybe an update's in order. But we're going to wrap up, and we're going to say bye-bye. So please do share infoserve.com/COVID with any businesses you know. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. And we wish you all the best for the rest of the day. Have a great day and stay safe. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. Goodbye.
Brilliant, guys. Thank you. See you tomorrow.